Hi, I'm Allison Moore. I'm a singer-songwriter, a record producer, and an author. I have been making art my entire life. I grew up in a musical family. I moved to Nashville when I was 20 years old with the intention of becoming a background singer, and I fell into making records. And I fell into making records because I started writing songs. Um, I've always thought that songs were a great opportunity to explore what was going on inside. And so I did that I've done that for 10 albums now. Um, I spent almost the entirety of my 40s writing 2 memoirs. I'm 49 now and just released my second memoir. My obsession, admittedly, is the family, particularly the nuclear family. And that's what I have spent my 40s writing about in memoir. So when we get together, I want to share with you some of those things that have become apparent to me from doing the work that I've done. Um, in songwriting, you can hide a lot. In songwriting, you don't necessarily have to be honest. But in prose, that doesn't work, not if you're writing true memoir. Um, so I want to talk to you about what I found, what I explored, and how I did it. There's a lot of power that comes in telling your own story. I think in my case, I'll just be straight with you. When I was 14, my parents died in a murder-suicide. My father killed himself, and he killed my mother in the front yard of our rental home. I've explored that in song quite a few times, but it was never quite enough. When my son was born in April 2010, I began to think about what he would know about his people and what had been written about my parents by journalists up until that time was, even if it was accurate, I found it to be unfair because people are not one-dimensional and can never be reduced to one part of their story, and particularly should not be reduced to the worst thing they ever did. So my writing was born out of a couple of things: my need to explore my feelings, my need to explore what really happened in my nuclear family, and my need to find compassion and empathy for my parents. And I don't think that I was actually able to do that until I became a mother. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Going from there, I dug and dug, and even ended up going to graduate school to get an MFA so I could figure out more about what I was doing. That was an invaluable experience. And I have since wanted to figure out how I could pass on the gift of writing memoir. Because not only do you stand in your own power when you tell your own story, as opposed to allowing others to tell it for you, you can find a lot of healing and a lot of peace when you drill down to the end of something and you get down to the bottom of your feelings about your life experience. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how to get there, or at least how I got there. Um, I'm going to maybe pass on a fun worksheet for you to do that I use myself when I'm trying to dump out my brain and the layers and layers that come with that exercise. It'll be fun. And I actually want you to walk away with something that you can use. I don't want to talk about just theories or give you examples or um, little witticisms. I want you to actually write some sentences while we're here. So we'll give it a try. Can't wait to see you.